do is you click add keywords, right, and then it'll give you a list of all the keywords you're trying to rank for, and then you can just select one or two of those. And I've already pre-selected American Bulldog training right there. Okay, so then what it does is it gives you it tells you at a glance what all the backlinks are. So if I double click, I've got 104 backlinks to that page that I've built up. If I double click that, it'll show me where those backlinks are coming from. Several of them are coming from one website, as you can see, and in this particular case. And if I was to click on one of those, or double click on it, it's going to take me to the actual website where that link is. And it is this one in particular. It happens to be on this Bulldog training website, and they seem to have put in the link right there. That's the link that links off to my affiliate site for dog training, and there's my American Bulldog training page. Okay, so the good thing about that is you could use this particular tool to find out the backlinks that are coming direct to the pages of your competitors as well, not just yourself, and then you may wish to contact these people to try and get links to your website, or to even get them to post maybe an article from you, or allow you to guest blog on their websites, and it can be very helpful for building links. The second thing is, by looking at American Bulldog training as the keyword we're focusing on, across here it says SEO 4. 4 is the number of things that Traffic Travis is saying that could be altered in my website to make it better on-page optimized. So if I click on that, we can see now that it says okay, my keyword density, it's saying it's a bit low, being below 2%. I actually personally think even slightly under 2% is not a big problem, but it's given me a warning there. It says that my H1 tags contains my keywords more than 2 times, and that's because I've used too many H1 tags on my page altogether. I should have probably just used one and then used H2 tags for my subheadlines. So there's that, because if you do too many H1 tags on your page, or you use your keywords too many times, then you're not really able to give a clear picture to the search engines of what your page is about. And then there's just a few minor warnings about not using the keyword tag properly in my meta description and so forth, but they're kind of minor, but at least it tells me, yes, I've got it in my title, in my URL, and in my H1 tags and so forth. So at least I've done those things on page, and it's given me just a few quick warnings for other things. And you want to try and see if you can get this number close to 0 as possible. And then you've got a few page warnings as well. If you double click on that, there's 7 warnings there. Okay, that says it's great, my content's got more than 100 words, my H1 tag is under 8 words, which is good. But it's got too many H1 tags in the page. My page title and H1 tags are exactly the same. It's saying that they're not the same. Sorry, so it's got a cross. It's got the image. It's missing an alt. It's missing an alt tag. All the images have identical alt tags, which isn't good. So it's got a few warnings, but then it's got a lot of good things as well. The URL is the correct length, page contains less than 100 links, and so forth. So you want to get that number. It doesn't have to be 0, but you want it to be lower than 7 anyway, maybe as low as 3 or something like that. So the less of these little things, the lower these numbers are, the better your on-page optimization is for your keyword phrases. And you can run filters and so forth if you've got larger, like a lot more pages on your website, to filter and find pages that contain a certain number of backlinks if you're analyzing your competitors, or certain page rank and so forth. Anyway, there's several things you can do, and you can run site reports, and you can get really good overviews of things, number of page ranks, backlinks, page warnings, so forth and so forth. And there's a lot of stuff that you can do. Now, when it comes to keyword research, probably the best free tool available is the Google Keyword Tool. And if you were to type a phrase like lose belly fat, for instance, into Google, it'll give you, into the Google Keyword Tool, it'll give you a bunch of keywords, and it'll give you the global monthly searches and the local monthly searches, and a rough estimation of your competition in Google AdWords. But the problem with the Google Keyword Tool is it doesn't show you how difficult it is to actually rank highly on each keyword in the natural search engines, and that's where one of the ways that Traffic Travis is really helpful. It shows you a bit more data. You get to see, so you still get those Google numbers, but you also get to see the number of Google search results that there are, the average pay-per-click, the amount that it's going to cost to get a top ranking from in pay-per-click. You get to see the number of competing sites that have the correct all-in title or in anchor text. You've got, more importantly though, you've got a rating here, and I might even just zoom in on this little screenshot I've made right here so you can actually see it a bit better. You've got a rating here on SEO difficulty as to whether it's extremely difficult, medium difficult, very difficult, relatively easy, and so forth. And then you can double click on any one of those difficulty ratings for a further breakdown if you want to see why is it difficult. Like this phrase, lose weight fast, why is it difficult? Well, it's showing me the top 10 sites. Traffic Travis shows you the top 10 sites in Google, and it tells you what the page rank of each of those sites are, how old they are, the number of backlinks to the site, to the pages, backlinks to the sites. Have they got links from trusted domains like .government domains or .edu domains? Is it listed in the human edited directories, DMOZ, Yahoo? Have they got the correct on-page optimization going on? Title tags, description, H1 tags, and so forth. And you get a good overall picture of how hard it is to rank for the phrase lose weight fast. Okay, if you do want to see why Traffic Travis gave it its rating, you can easily do that. And like you can, alternatively, you find phrases that are a bit easier to rank for, like loose belly fat. I'll just go back quickly to that tool here, to the keyword tool. You can see with loose belly fat, still a lot of people searching for it a month. Alright, global monthly search volume is pretty high, and yet you can find here that, oh, okay, it's reasonably uncompetitive. The on-page optimization, not many sites are actually optimizing for loose belly fat. And it's probably because it's a misspell. People are probably trying to type lose belly fat, but they've spelt it incorrectly, and so there's not much on-page going on. And the sites that are ranking, well, it's easier. It's not. I mean, I'm not saying that on-page optimization is everything, but when no sites have very good on-page optimization going on, then it is pretty easy. Even when the sites that are there have a lot of backlinks, it's pretty easy to get yourself into the top 3 or 4 positions in Google for that phrase, and so it's ranked it as relatively easy. Traffic Travis version 4 also comes with a brand new domain research tool, which will give you both ideas for domain names, and also some people like to use it to find domain names where it uses all of the keywords, so an exact keyword match domain. So I'll just click fetch right here. In fact, I'll click into the box there, and I'll just use all of my keywords from my project. You can enter custom keywords, but I think those will be fine for the purposes of this example, and I'll click fetch. And it's going ahead and it's given me quite quickly a list of great domain name ideas, as you can see, and whether or not they're available in the search engine. Black Dog Tools, Black Canine, Dog Food Dave, BigDogDealer.com. So you've got some pretty cool domain name ideas, and you can run filters as well on those domains. Just simply type in, for instance, if I wanted a domain name that had the word, I don't know, let's say I wanted training in the domain name, then I'd just write training, and it's found Hounds Training as one of the suggested domain names, for instance. Obviously you want to enter in more keywords if you want to get more results. as well when you're running your filters. Of course, like domain names like dogtraining.com is probably taken, and hence there's less suggestions for this particular phrase. If I type dog, obviously there's a lot of options have come up here for like moreaboutdogs.com, things like that. Can be very, very helpful for coming up with a domain name for your website. Now, moving on to the SEO tab, this is really, really helpful for your search engine optimization. You can monitor the rankings of all the phrases that you wish to rank on in the search engines. Like, for instance, you can see here that I'm ranking #1 in Bing, #1 in Google on the phrase dog obedience advice. So I could have added Yahoo to this project as well. Just for the purposes of this example, I just threw in MSN, Bing and Google for my tracking here. And you can see what all your previous positions were from previous updates. I've only just loaded this project a few days ago, so there's not much change obviously in the last few days. But it'll also link to the best page on your website for that particular, I can move that across, but for that particular phrase as well. It's very, very helpful. And then you can run a rankings report, and you can see the movement of different listings that you've got in the search engines. I'll just highlight a bunch of them and click OK. And you can see, obviously, with this only being run for a few days, there's not too much movement, but you can see a graph of the movement of each of those particular phrases. And perhaps you may wish to even just monitor your top 20 or so phrases and just see their performance. When you run this tool over a matter of months, you can see movements that might go from, say, page 10 in Google all the way up towards page 1. You should be seeing your graph go up and up and up over time, particularly if you're starting out with a new site. Okay, and there's more that you can do as well. You can there's a report button that's just off the screen. I'll just move that up, and you can see as well, and you can give this to your clients and so forth if you happen to have any.